Hello and welcome back to the stream, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the end game of the Battle of the Atlantic in Uboat. Now today we've got ourselves a nice little mission, where we will test the game a little bit, because we're going to another mission of... Hang on. Did I not get a mission? I did not get a mission. Oh, I thought I already picked a mission. That was a letdown. I failed to prepare that properly. Right, I wanted to test the game a little bit. Because the campaign tells us that in the last campaign, the last stand thing, the North Atlantic air gap is gone. And therefore we now have to fight enemy planes all the time. And dive to evade and all that, and it's all gonna be very, very horrible. And we should all just hope to hold out until finally the new wave of Wunderwaffe electro boats arrive. And the game did a silly little thing, and I cannot draw my sentence out much longer than this. Come on, loading screen. I can't just tell you, and I need to show you. Come on, game. Come on, game. Come on. I need to show the peeps the map. There we go. Because what the game does... first of all, I have to readjust my range rings here for the Air Force bases. There we go. And then there's another one down here. It tells us the Atlantic air gap is gone. And then we... Right, so basically the North Atlantic air gap used to span between these two circles. About 1,200 miles. But that's all gone because they've got aircraft carriers now going with their convoys, and they've got far-going patrol aircraft, so basically they can even patrol on the North Atlantic. So what the game does is, to simulate this, is that it gives you patrol grids that are still within Allied aircraft bases on land, still within their range, in order to simulate that air gap being closed. So we're gonna go, no matter what mission we get today, we're gonna go into the little mission area, and then we're gonna continue to Bravo Delta 5. Jesus Christ, words are hard. I haven't had my coffee yet, you can tell. Bravo Delta 5 and Bravo Delta 8. We're gonna patrol there, because those grids still are considered to be part of that campaign. So anything we sink in there, we'll still get the credit for it. And we're gonna find out if we get harassed by planes. If we do, then that means that there's aircraft carriers around. If we don't, it means that there's no aircraft carriers around, and we are outside of Allied aircraft range, which is something that the game tells us we are not. So let's find that out. I like that solution. I'm gonna be honest. I like they couldn't make it yet that there's actual aircraft carriers harassing you, so they made a low-tech solution by just moving the mission areas around and hoping that nobody notices. Well, I noticed, but I like the solution. Like, obviously, I hope that later in development they will fix this problem naturally by actually making aircraft carriers move with the convoys, and those aircraft carriers actually spawning planes and attacking subs that are prowling about. But for now, this is a good workaround, I think. But I will also test it. Maybe I'll have to eat my words. Maybe we will get annoyed with planes all the way out there anyway. So we're gonna take this one. There we go. Reach patrol area. And also we've got the sub bug, by the way. That's why I started the stream already out of the pen, because I didn't want you guys to see that. And now let's try this, because it's very, very unimmersive. It takes you right out of feeling like an actual sub commander, and it makes you feel like you're playing a video game. Come on, game. Here we go. Yep. Oh, that's the worst one yet. Nice. Right, okay. You repair that, and you help seal that off. And then we're gonna park in another berth and get some new spare parts. There's one as well. Right, we're gonna go to the other one. Turn on the pump.
Pumpe einschalten oder hart Backbord. Kleine Fahrt zurück. Oder mitschiffs.
Right, and the other repair we're just not gonna do because the dry dock's gonna repair us anyway.
Oder 5 Grad. Steuerbord.
There's one in there as well.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
That one's clear.
Langsame Fahrt voraus. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Right, both engines stop.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Lower stern.
Oder hart Backbord.
A hard to port was a bit much. Second to last. I'm gonna remember that. That one doesn't spawn subs.
Backbord.
Maybe that's my new home berth from now on. And on the next campaign. For 12-week patrol you have to do a 70 kilo... More. Definitely more. That's a bit short, I think. I think we need more. Oh, look at that. A Twitch... A kickbot. Hello. Bye. Right. We need... Well, first of all, we should have spawned a spare part, right? Brilliant. Okay, then... You take 2 of those. Why do you have... Why do you need 2? Did I forget to give you a spare part last time? Oh, you need one as well. Yeah, I did forget to give them. Okay. Right, okay. Boat is dry. Nice. So you guys are fully stocked again. A good thing we came back. We needed spare parts anyway. Yeah, okay. Speedos are still looking fine. Yeah, we were very well equipped. Right, 1 minute. Actually, that's perfect timing. I'm gonna get myself coffee and then we're gonna set off. How does that sound? I like that sound. I like that idea. I'll be right back. Yeah, U-boat net is a great source for anything, really. Anything related to U-boats. I'm back, by the way. That's the list I found online. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so that was what they planned with. 70 kilograms of coffee for 12-week patrol. Also, 12 weeks patrol. Holy cow. What? 12 weeks of patrol? That's 84 days.
Benötigen
Crazy
Sie, sehen
long.
Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
Ah, coffee. Thanks for reminding me, though. 12 seconds. Yeah, that fits. Right, okay. Let's go. 9 AM. Good time to cast off. Both engines
Kleine Fahrt
dead slow ahead.
voraus.
And the
Ruder
midships.
Mittschiffs.
And port 15.
Ruder 15 Grad. Backbord.
Now I do wonder, sometimes when we're in harbor, things get a little bit weird. For example, okay, there's Scholz, and he's got the Peters brothers under his command. One Peters is on the bridge. Where's the other Peters? Late for duty again.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
He's just chilling in his bunk. Mate, you've got bridge duty. Get up here.
Ja.
Moin Alkoholfrei, how are you doing? There you are. How nice of you to join us up here, Peters. Wonder what these are. They're just ammunition storage, maybe. There could be loading hatches. Oh, hang on. No, that one's still back there. Okay. And the midships. Also, that doesn't line up. That has to be said. Right, there's the evacuation hatch, the emergency evacuation hatch in the galley. And then that leads up just into nothing. And then the hatch on the other side is here. Like a meter away. I noticed, devs. You cannot fool me. Hard to starboard.
Hart Steuerbord.
And the midships.
Mittschiffs. Rudergänger.
Then
10 Grad. Backbord.
and the midships. That's something that drove my navigations officer crazy when I was still in the service. When I did rudder angles, I don't know why I still do it, when I did rudder angles, I did port 20, and then the following command when I wanted to lay midships was and midships. And that's incorrect. You say rudder midships. But to me, those commands kind of in my brain, they come together. They are a single unit, because if you lay rudder, you must center it at the end. So I always like and as if the previous command hadn't been a full command yet. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And when you go to Saga or Ghost Sea Training, improper command language gets you points deductions. Thankfully I was never there, so that wasn't an issue. But still, my superiors hated it. I couldn't get rid of it, and now I don't have to, so who cares. Alright, starboard 5.
Ruder 5 Grad. Steuerbord.
Also, I think it sounds nicer. I don't know. It's just me. The smell in these pens and in the protected lock must be horrible. With the diesels powering up whenever the boat leaves.
Ruder midschiffs.
Improperly burned diesel fuel is the best smell in the world. But it's not. Gunpowder is the best smell in the world. What's your favorite smell? Maybe you've got a few good ones. Let's hear it. Right. Starboard 10.
10 Grad. Steuerbord.
Looking good. Midships.
Midschiffs.
Both engines. Slow speed ahead.
Fahrt voraus.
And there they're revving up. And away we go once more into the fray. Once more into the fray, my friends. Once more. Port 10. Slowly swing us around. Lovely. Oh, and I noticed something very, very sad. Just as I updated my crew roster with Mr. Reinecke here, Norbert Reinecke, our new radio man / hydrophone operator, I made sure that it's a Spanish speaker so that we can do the southern routes a little bit better. And I only just found out that the southern routes end on January 1st, 1944. So we've got January 8th. Southern routes are gone. We can't do them anymore. So that was that. Too bad. No cheaper imports for me. Well, one cheaper import, but not more than one. Alright, both engines.
Ruder midschiffs.
Nonsense. Rudder midships. Right, we're out of the harbor. So we gotta make sure that we're ready for snorkeling in case something happens.
Bestätige.
Snorkel's going up. There we go. That's a bit weird that you blow the smoke out of the snorkel on the surface while also blowing it out of the exhaust valves. Not sure how that works. Right, let's get out of here. And I still have 2 miles of range with my radar detector. It's a bit weird.
Kurs setzen.
Right, we're gonna just race through there.
Kurs setzen.
And we'll stay on 10 knots of speed. Because I want my fuel to last. Now if I'm out there, what's the closest milk cow? I've got 3 of them that are basically in the vicinity, but this one's the closest. So we'll go something like this.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten
And then make a
setzen.
southbound pass, and then we'll go refuel probably. Right, we're out of the bay.
Herr Kapitän.
Strike the colors. Hit us again. Where are you?
Herr Kapitän.
Like one of them is on the bridge. What about the other one? Game, what's going on? There's absolutely no reason for you to be in your bunk. Honestly. I don't get it. Oh, what are we researching? The anti-radar coating for snorkels. Yeah, that makes sense. And we've got a message from you. What is it?
Funkraum besetzen.
Uns wurde von einem verbündeten Boot ein mögliches in unserer Nähe gemeldet.
U678. Several widely separated smoke clouds in square Bravo Echo 381. Sending bearing signals? Yes. Bravo Echo 381. Come on. Northeastern course, sending bearing signals. 200 miles. That is far away. No, we're not gonna do that.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten
Good luck on your hunt,
setzen.
boys. Right, the other watch.
Herr Kapitän.
Scholz. With Peter. No, that's both of the Peters. Are they both on the bridge? Or is one of them slacking off again? One of them slacking off. I want to see how that's on the other watch.
Endlich ein paar Stunden Pause.
Right, Engler is on watch with Lorenz and Bruckmeier. They're both on the bridge. Is this a problem with Scholz's style of leadership, or does he say like one of you guys rest your eyes and you'll switch after 3 hours or something like that? Huh. Because we did redo the whole duty roster, and never a problem with
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle,
one of the
Herr Kaloi?
Peters is on bridge, the other one's slacking off. What the hell? So weird. Now if I reactivate him, he goes to the bridge. Does a bit of spotting. Now he does it. And if I go fast? Still on the bridge, okay. Does he just need a swift kick whenever shift starts?
Wie lauten Ihre
Yeah, now
Befehle,
they're
Herr
both on the bridge. That is so weird.
Messsignale geortet. Peilung 230 Grad.
Right, get in.
Standseerohr besetzen. Auf maximal sichere Tiefe gehen.
Denkt alle an eure Ausbildung. Bleibt ruhig und konzentriert.
Just bring us down to 40. I think we can dive before he notices us.
40 Meter.
Crash dive was a little much, I think.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Jawohl. Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung 235 Grad. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr
Moving away southbound. Okay, I'm not gonna follow them.
25 Meter.
Right, let's remain on below periscope depth for half an hour at least until the threat is gone. Yeah, 10 past 8 sounds
25
good.
Meter.
And then both engines slow speed ahead.
Voraus.
And then you get on the dive planes for now. You get your men back.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Periscope
Auf
depth.
Seerohrtiefe.
Aktuelle Tiefe 25 Meter. Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Missing cook because they have to man the engines. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I remember. Just wait until you are settled on the periscope depth. Yeah, there we go. Right, up scope.
Ihre Befehle.
Have a quick little look around. You don't see anything. Okay, good. In that case, go back to your engines. And then the cook can resume his duties. Lovely. And then down scope and increase speed.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
So we're still well within Allied aircraft range, so that was nothing out of the ordinary to be attacked by a plane there. Absolutely what you'd expect. Once I'm outside of these circles here, and then we still get attacked by planes, then I'm gonna say, well done devs, well done. But only then.
Ich bin sehr müde.
No, sorry about that.
Schraubengeräusche. Großer Konvoi. Peilung
Herr Kapitän.
300 Grad.
The one's actually coming in.
Schraubengeräusche. Großer Konvoi. Peilung 350
Another one.
Grad.
2 convoys just coming into our location. That's handy. And we've got bad weather. Oh yes.
Ja?
Visibility is horrible though. Honestly, both of those convoys just came together on the exact location that we were going. Hang on. Additional encounters are turned off. Huh. Guess we were just astronomically lucky here.
Kleine Fahrt, voraus.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Go. Alright, where's that first convoy? One is in 34, the other one's in 8. Yep, there's one. Can't see one over there. Are we in the AO there yet? Yes, we are. Oh, the AO is really large. Okay, never mind. Yep, surface the boat. Come on.
Anblasen. Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Let's get a decent look at them.
Ja?
Elektrokompressor einschalten.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Very good.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Schnorchel einfahren.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
Up you go on the bridge. And both engines full speed ahead.
Voraus.
Alright, bring us 20 degrees to starboard.
Kurs 294.
There's a convoy. Yep. Right, 45 degrees to starboard.
Kurs 338.
That just went directly across our path, like we didn't even do an intercept anything or anything.
Peilung.
And they have radar. Right, we're gonna turn another 45.
Kurs
Bring us on parallel
229.
course a little bit.
Kurs 239.
Get out of the radar range again. Right, compressed air is full. That's good. Still being beamed on by the enemy radar. Doesn't mean they've determined that we're a contact though. And the fact that they haven't detached a destroyer to hunt us tells me that our blip on their radar is so small that they mistake us for a wave or whatever. Anything.
Herr Kapitän?
Five to 10 or 10 to 16 miles. So they're pretty much at 10 miles then. In 2 or 7. That's a save. 247. Come on, 10 miles. So that's how I see them at the moment. 2150. Yeah, there they are. Now they were going kind of an eastern course. Something like this, I suppose. Probably more northernmost, right? 069er. Nice. 070, something like that. Means that we are ahead of their headline. And we're standing 4 miles across from it. We're going 33. Yeah.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
There they are. There's that convoy. Looks like we're pretty much ahead, yeah. Right, let's do an intercept.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Proper engagement angle. Also drop down to dead slow and also dive.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Hey! I am well below average.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Ah, and we have the sound bug. I like it, the sound bug. Sorry, mate. Right, 3 miles to go. But first of all, upscope.
Herr
That's
Kaloin,
important. Not that one, but that one. Now where are those friendos? Be something like there, right? Where did they go?
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
Come on, Reinecke, tell me.
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung
270.
270 Grad.
That's pretty good. Oh yes, there they are. Oh, that's very hard to see. I'll wait for them to get closer, I guess.
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung 320 Grad.
But those we can't see yet. Okay. So this is the one that we're going for.
Herr Kapitän,
Yeah, 5 to 10 miles, medium closing in. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I turned off the lights in the room that he was cleaning. Like, I would feel personally attacked by that.
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung.
What's going on? Why have we got 3 large convoys in our area? Isn't this supposed to be like a hard campaign, like at the end of the war, where everything sucks? Why are there so many contacts? This was like they were coming actively towards us. They're going behind our stern. Okay, so the estimate of their course was a bit wrong there. We're just gonna turn around.
Kurs setzen.
Alarm! Konvoi in
Bleibt
Sicht!
ruhig.
Achtung!
Konzentriert, Männer.
45
Wir
Grad!
schaffen das.
Yes, there they are. Very good. Very good. Right, you can maintain those torpedoes. You can get on that.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Okay, you can get back on your TDC. That's very good.
Ich benötige hier etwas
And
Unterstützung.
you guys do command. Yeah, that works.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Kurs auf diese
Probably a little bit of a
Koordinaten
steeper
setzen.
angle, considering the course was wrong. But turning around a perfect 180 degrees is just gonna be still wrong. Don't like the visibility though, it seems very misty. That's better. Or maybe we should close the door. Maybe there's too much real light in this room. Oh yeah, that actually helps. Okay. Never mind then. Miles out. That's a bit far away.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Alright, we need our
Jawohl.
Zaunkönig,
Ich kümmere mich darum.
please.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Oops. Right, then to
Ja,
4.
Herr Kaloi, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah. That's probably an escort, right?
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
That's probably an escort. That's definitely a freighter. Probably a Liberty. That's just... Escort. Yeah. Still so far away, all of them, though. I don't like that. At 40 degrees, they should be closer than that. For me to be happy with the attack ranges. I'm closing in on slow speed ahead, obviously making a little bit of propeller noise. I just hope they don't hear that.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
These angles on bow look really good. They're gonna get close, these two. Parents are still drifting right, so
Alle
we'll
Maschinen,
stop.
stopp.
Then retract the scope a little bit. Don't want that poking out of the waves too much. And then we're gonna prepare our attack screen. We need the 36 one and the 27 one, and we need our calculator. Yes. Very good, very good. Definitely an escort. That's a flower class corvette. And then there's more behind there. A lot of escorts nowadays. Yeah, they're coming very close. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, that's a Liberty ship. And on the zoom out. Oh, okay. Not that close yet. Yeah, on the zoom in. Never mind. She is at... $80 milliradian. So we take the right side. We take the left side chart and the right side column. 12.4. That's okay, we can make that attack. DC is not happy because of the high speed. Angle and bow is red. And target speed is probably 7. We're gonna find out regardless. I'm gonna select tube 1. Bow receiver. No salvo. Parallax correction. Forwards. Plug tubes 1 through 4. 44 knots torpedo speed.
Tor 1 bewässert.
44 knots torpedo speed. Enemy speed is still 7.
Tor 3 bewässert. Tor 4 bewässert.
And you're all magnetic pistols, please. Thank you. Right, and it's the SSA cassette. Look at that. AJ cassette. Right, length of 100... That's the wrong ship. 135.3. Yes, that's the one that I remembered. Stopwatch. That's a click. Very rocky waves though. "30 seconds. "40. 45. 50. 55. Click. That's 57 seconds. 135.3 meters divided by 57 seconds gives us 2.37 meters per second times 1.902 equals 4.5 knots. That's slow. Do another one. Click. Mess that up. Click. $15. $30. Click. That is 44 seconds. 135.3 divided by 44 equals 3.07 times 1.902 equals 5.9 knots. 6 knots. That sounds better. Let's do 6 knots. And I'm pretty much at my firing angle right now. Angle on bow is red 80. And I need a new range estimate. On the zoom out, we have him at 40 milliradian. That means 620 meters. Very close. Looks good. Speed set. Yeah, all set, all set, all set. Lock that. 6, 80, 600. Not update and fire.
Los.
Hopefully that way he'll get
40
credited the
Sekunden
sinking.
bis Torpedo
And he'll get
Einschlag.
some rewards
30
for it.
Sekunden.
Because my officers don't ever get any rewards. That looks good.
20
It's gonna be a
Sekunden.
hit.
Zehn Sekunden bis Einschlag. Torpedoversager.
It's a dud. How? How? Right, angle on bow is now slightly over 90, but it's not 100. Let's do 95, something like that. And Q4. Launch.
Los.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoanschlag. 30 Sekunden.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
They were no longer maintained, that's why, I guess.
20 Sekunden.
Took too long.
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
What? The loot did its thing. Oh god, okay. Yeah, okay, so this one got away. The loot was set to some really weird short setting. Probably where the other one failed to. Right, bother and use
Kleine
that slow
Fahrt
ahead.
voraus.
I don't really like that I have to manage everything again once we load a save. Like they switch over my impact angles, my impact pistols to, they switch my magnet pistols to impact pistols. They turn off the loot distance. They completely turn off the angle that I had set. Like all the torpedo settings get completely thrown out of the window just if you reload a save. No likey. Like when I get a new boat or anything, that I understand that, but not when I load a save. That freighter was astronomically lucky. Right, switch back to tube 1.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy? Rohr 1 geladen.
And another one. And now, if we select tube 1... can't do it just yet. We need to flood it first. Right, we can get a range estimate on that one, though. On the magnified view, I spot him at... that 70? 80. So now we take the other chart, the 36th one chart. We spot him on the zoom in at 80. That's 16.5? Really? That far away? Wow. Maybe I should fire a volley at that one. Salvo. Yeah, let's do that. Target length will bring down to 110. Double spread angle is 8.9. Oh yeah, because we didn't set the distance. What did I say? 16.5. There we go, 3.4, that's a lot better. Target speed seemed to be correct. Angle on bow needs a new one. That is alright, sir. Welcome in. Right, we're still gonna say that that's 6 knots. Angle on bow, something like 80 at the moment. And distance 1650. Frank Wiggins. Right, with salvos we have to fire dead center. Salvo mode, tube 1 and 4. There we go. Salvo. Tube 4 is being run in, very nice.
Rohr 4 geladen.
Get to the CIC. Quickly. Run, 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 run. There you are. Blood tubes 1 and 4. Torpedo depth is set correctly. Magnetic pistols.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Initial run length 1600, and then you're gonna veer right. I'm just gonna wait a little bit until the angle on bow is just a little bit better. Distance is now 110 milliradian. So that's 1200. I wonder why he aims down so much. Was I doing that? Target bearing 355, really? Had he already passed our bow? Yes, he has. Then we need to fire. Angle on bow is red 80. Oh, yeah, I can't do it like that for some reason. 80. Distance all set. Yep, good. Right. Tube 1 and 4. Oh no, don't aim for the wheelhouse. Aim for the stack because we're firing a volley. Tube 1 and 4. Launch.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy?
Right. Another F80. And then we're gonna drain the other tubes because they need to be maintained
40
again.
Sekunden bis Torpedoschlag.
Let's see this.
30 Sekunden.
That one's gonna miss, I think. Well, maybe not. Hopefully the other one hits better.
20 Sekunden.
Oof, come on. Yes! The other one's gonna be better. Oof! Right in front of the wheelhouse. Lovely. Good one. That was a good one. Oh. That horn. The man operating the button on the horn was told to evacuate the second he was pressing it for the second time. I think they're already leaving. I mean, 2 underkeel explosions is I don't think anything really. Right, what else do we have? That's an Empire class, that's a destroyer coming to look for us.
Herr Kaloyen, eingehendes Funktelegramm.
That's an Empire tower.
Herr
Oh,
Kaloyen,
hello, that's a
eingehendes
C3.
Funktelegramm. Herr Kaloyen,
That's a
eingehendes
C3.
Funktelegramm.
That's a destroyer. That's a Liberty. That's a Flower Class Corvette. Okay, hard port then. Gonna
Ruder
try and
hart
get that
backbord.
other C3. And then we're gonna disengage and continue on our patrol. And he's already done with Cube 1. He's amazing. Richard, I'm so glad we have you.
Rohr 1 geladen.
At T1 LUT, maintain and load, let's go. And then whilst we're doing that lovely little turn here, which is going to take forever because we're on dead slow ahead, I'm gonna grab myself another coffee. First of all, that's a C3, we can recognize that. I'll be right back. Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Herr Kaloi, wir wurden von Astik geortet.
That's not good. And we are back. I might have to fire a T5 to go after that thing.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Yeah, I agree.
Rohr 4 geladen.
Although I think they can improve on that a little bit. I don't know if you know the game Wolfpack. It's pretty much the same thing, only that it's a multiplayer co-op thing, and you only get to do the engagements, no like career mode or anything yet. And they have amazing smoke physics in that, where the light of the fire, when that lights up the smoke columns in the sky, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. Insane how good that looks. But in this game too, like at night, if you hit a tanker and it explodes and it lights up the night sky, oh man, beautiful. Right, you're done with both of your torpedoes. So flood the valves. Volley 1 and 2, 1 and 4.
Rohr 1 bewässert. Rohr 4 bewässert.
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe, Peilung 280
And then we
Grad.
can probably already stop the turn.
Ruder
And let's
Mittelschiffs.
check this. Let's check the firing torpedoes off to the side. If we hit them.
Wir wurden von
Oh,
Astik geortet.
not good. Come on, give me a quick reading. 70? Let's do 70. 70 on the zoom in means 18.9, very far away. .9 angle on bow. Why do you keep turning my periscope? Stop that. Fuck that. 100. Speed, we're gonna remain the same. Target length, we're gonna remain the same. So 6. 100. What was that? 18.8, okay. And then the torpedo tubes, you're gonna run for 2 kilometers and then you're gonna turn. .10 to port, and then you're gonna veer left. And your magnetic pistols. Did you save that? I think you did. No, you didn't. Oh, for crying out loud. No, save that? Yes, you did. Okay, I have to do it that way. 1 and 4 launch.
Los!
What the game?
Ja?
Now, did you yeet them out forwards or towards the enemy? Okay, okay. Why are you looking ahead? Right, I aim at the target. 309. 309, okay. Did I turn that away? Huh. Well, I mean, I kinda have to, right?
Der Torpedo ist auf Halbweg.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
400 meters, something like that. Oh, we need to maintain it though. Sounds
Jawohl,
good into
ich kümmere mich
3.
darum.
30 Sekunden. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr
Let's watch
Kalon?
these guys first while he maintains that. Could hit, could also pass in front of its stern, in front of its bow. And that one... Oh, that one looks good.
10 Sekunden bis
Probably
Einschlag.
somewhere after the propeller. Oh, maybe it's gonna miss, but then the other one's gonna hit. I'm fairly certain about that. Poof! And it turned. No! Oh, at the last possible moment. Okay, so my range estimate was off by about 200 meters then. That was detrimental. That one went in front of its bow. Oh no, what a rotten luck on that one. And they're gonna veer left, so they're not gonna hit it on the way back. Ah. No, they're veering right. Why are you veering right? Didn't I say left? Yeah, still not gonna hit though. I'm just gonna, yeah. Ah. Okay, where's that Corvette? Right there.
Raumgeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung
Right,
200
angle on bow is something like this, and they're probably going 10 knots, and they're probably way closer than this. Flood tube 3. Are you back in the CSE? Yes, you are. Good. Flood tube 3. Set that thing to like 4 meters, I think. Flower class corvettes are deeper than the destroyers for some reason.
Rohr 3, bewässert.
There's a new coaster.
Herr Kaloi, wir wurden von Astig
Flower
georgt.
class is 3.5 meters, so we're gonna set the torpedo to 4.4. Magnetic pistol, absolutely brilliant. Tube 3,
Los.
launch.
Herr Kalon. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedo-Einschlag.
Let's see what that crazy thing does. Already turning away and turning back, locking onto
30
something.
Sekunden.
You wanna go for that Corvette? I think you
20
do.
Sekunden.
Good boy.
10 Sekunden bis
What a good boy. Love it when they work. But I think they implemented them a little bit incorrectly. I think they had a determined run length that they would go anyway. And you could set that on the TDC as the initial target length. So you would set that like 200 meters lower or 300, 400 meters lower. And then it would start searching. Oof! Nice one! Yeah, that one's gone. Oh, that was beautiful. I love hitting destroyers. It doesn't... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, did not see that creep up on me. Look at that. Hard to starboard. Down scope, bring us down. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Tauchen auf 20 Meter.
Don't damage my periscope.
Tiefe 5 Meter.
Höhlenbruch! Sie sinken! Herr Kaloin, wir wurden entdeckt!
Yeah, I bet we were.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer. Tauchen auf 40
I bet
Meter.
that freighter is just one dude looking over the railing,
20
looking
Meter.
down, and suddenly a periscope looks up at him. Right, Mr. Mai, I need another T3. They seem to be working well today. But if there's a Norwegian freighter on top of us, that means that there's not a destroyer on top of us, and there cannot be a destroyer on top of us, so that's lucky. That at least protects us from depth charges for a little while.
40 Meter.
Right, and whilst you are reloading, you get on command duty, make him even faster.
Ich kümmere mich darum.
That's still Illum being fired into the night sky. We've got 2 more T5s in the stern tube. Very, very nice.
Kapitän.
I love that you can even see the difference in the warhead part of the
Herr
35
Kaloin,
Meter.
feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm!
Wir wissen, wie es geht. Drehen wir den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
There, look at that. Look at that search head. Nice.
40
Right.
Meter.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Rossmann. Get back on your TDC. And then I've only got T3s left. Okay.
Rohr 3 geladen.
Doesn't matter. Chuck them in the tubes anyway. And then Mr. Engler, get on the scope.
Seerohr besetzen.
And we're gonna go back up to periscope depth. And you're gonna go on the dive plane so that we don't overshoot that.
Ja,
Up scope, very nice. Yeah, nothing above us.
Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter.
Very, very nice.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe.
Oh, hello.
Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
H-46.
Raubengeräusche. Große Gruppen.
That is a
Heilung.
town class destroyer with a draft of 2.47. So we're gonna send the Type 3 torpedo. Type 5 torpedo out of tube 3 at 4 meters depth. And that thing is probably 800, no, 600 meters out. Let's do 500. It's got an angle on bow of red 80 and it's probably going something like 15 knots. And I don't have to really aim with this because the T5 does what it wants anyway. Rudder midships.
Oder Mitschiffs.
Tube 3.
Los.
Launch!
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
It's out and about and it immediately turns away.
Machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Oh, and it turns away even harder. It's going after that freighter for some reason. And if we take a look to our beautiful port side, we realize that there's a destroyer coming. And that's not good.
Schneller, schneller.
And it's already depth charging.
Tauchen auf. 100 Meter. Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Bereits geladen.
Close all the bulkheads.
60 Sekunden bis Torpedo-Einschlag.
You get on the electrical engine.
30 Sekunden.
Flank speed.
Schneller, schneller.
30 Meter. 20 Sekunden. 160 Grad. Minimale Schäden.
It hit though.
65 Meter. Lenzpumpe einschalten.
Minimal damage, but it still hit.
Meter.
What a crazy piece of technology that is for the time. He's dropping a lot of depth charges.
100 Meter.
Yeah, just immediately bring us down to 230.
Tauchen auf. 230 Meter.
Also, we're gonna drop a decoy whilst we're still up here. Then we're also gonna change our course by like 30 degrees.
Kurs 1, 6, 1.
Also like how you guys followed the order of closing all the bulkheads. That went really well. Right, we're dry. Nice. Last time I can say that on this dive. That one's also not closed.
120 Meter.
That one is closed at least. Okay, so you closed one bulkhead. Thank you. Thank you, boys.
Herr
Love it.
Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Ah, two
Bleibt wachsam,
bulkheads.
aber
Okay.
keine Panik.
Okay.
Wir machen das schon.
And get back on command.
135
On the dive planes, you're on the diesel engines. You're on, well, the TDC. Don't really need you in there, but you can keep manning the conning tower. And then one guy on the hydrofoil. That works. Okay, nice. And then we can probably clear out the bow torpedo room because we're not going to use those torpedoes anymore on this attack run. Because that attack run is now officially over. I mean, I suppose I could still fire T5s out of the stern tube and just let them do their thing. Not at this depth though, I would have to come back to up to like 15 meters or something. But we could do it. I mean, why the hell not? Because then I don't have any T5s left, that's why. Yeah, let's not do that. Never mind.
Aktuelle Tiefe
If I could just get them in port or on milkhouse willy-nilly, then I would do it. But I can't. They're very rare. And they're only gonna get rarer now that the war is not going our way anymore. That's slow.
Fahrt voraus. 210 Meter. Meter.
Meter.
Also, fun thing, whilst we have nothing else to talk about, because we're just being chased now. Something that I never thought about, but apparently it is the case, is that with these types of boats, they didn't have any sort of gearbox for their propellers, which we do nowadays. Well, first of all, we have a gearbox. Secondly, we have like propellers that can change their pitch. So whenever you want to go backwards, you don't have to physically turn the entire propeller shaft around. You can just change the pitch to a level that you get backwards momentum. But with these boats, you physically had to stop the engine and turn the engine around. So I'm thinking, whenever you do docking and mooring and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure, like, you can't just emergency both engines astern flank. You can't do this because the engine compartment cannot just follow this order. They have to decouple the propeller shaft. They have to stop the diesel engine, wait for it to stop, turn the engine around, start the engine, reconnect the propeller shaft, and then wait for the propeller shaft to start spinning properly, and then get proper RPMs for whatever engine state you ordered. So I'm thinking during harbor operations, like docking and undocking, they probably did that on one engine, with the other engine, the propeller shaft, being decoupled from the engine, and the engine already operating in reverse. So that in case they needed an emergency backward maneuver, they could just uncouple the port side propeller shaft and couple the starboard side propeller shaft, for example, and then that one would be the one that was going backwards, and you immediately get backward thrust. Like, I imagine they did that. So being close to the harbor, being in docking and undocking, is where you're probably really, really vulnerable. Which is why the Allied did harbor raids. It all makes perfect sense. Yeah, I just never thought about it. Like, reversing just out of willy-nilly, just reverse the engine is not possible. With electric engine, that's a different story. An electric motor doesn't care. You can just switch that around willy-nilly, but you still have to wait for the shaft to stop. Otherwise, you break your propeller shaft, or break your electric engine on wherever it grabs the propeller shaft. Maybe they did reversing with the electric engine in harbor as well. That could be possible. I don't know. I would love to ask these sort of questions to surviving U-boat force members, but I'm afraid there are not many left at this point. I can remember evacuating the bow compartment. Why haven't you done it? I hate this music. Sorry, I just don't like that. It sounds so dramatic when there's absolutely no call for it. Hiding or trying to be quiet. think we can already... Have we sunk a ship? Miles class. And one of them severely damaged. Okay, so she didn't go down yet. And we're at 196,000 tons. Okay, let's keep going. What do you mean? Right, here we are. Nice and quiet. Yeah, but that's kind of my point. These boats don't have a transmission. Like, engine RPMs are shaft RPMs. You just have a couple. You uncouple or couple the diesel engines to the propeller shaft, and that's it. Yeah, they have no idea where we are. Now they know where we are. Maybe. Let's see how they do. One's coming up. I hear it. The drive shaft. Yeah. If you just yeah, if you flick around the electric engine to backward motion while it's still going forward, then you're gonna damage the drive shaft. Yeah, that's for sure. Propeller shaft. Or the electric engine slash drive shaft coupling, I suppose you could call it. And that's the coupling to the diesel engine. Nice. And then here it goes beneath the floorboards. And then the stern tube is somewhere below here. That's where the propeller shaft leaves the boat. How's the galley looking? Fully stocked. Lovely. Oh, I can hear that one accelerating. Probably lining up his attack run. Out of starboard. And there's a ping. Yeah, he's coming. I don't have him on my contact list though. I have no one of them on my contact list. Because Norbert Reinecke decided that he gets to leave the hydrophone. Very naughty. Because it's 1 minute past midnight and they had a watch change. You get on battle damage control. You guys are on command duty. That works. Yeah. No, actually get on the engine, and you get on battle damage control.
E-Motoren besetzen.
Oh. Slowing down now. He lost us.
Herr Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Wir wissen, wie es geht. Drehen wir den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
Rudder midships.
Oder mitschiffs.
Course of 207. Yeah, keep going until
Kurs
240.
240.
Yeah, that poor helmsman in this boat, he just doesn't get a compass, so he just has to guess. Are these dials, do they actually mean anything, or are they just set to like half, whatever they show? I guess these are just fluff and decoration. The electrical panel. I wonder what that is. That looks very, very important. And here, Winkel, Frequenzbereich, that's something like radio related, I think. Right, no need for the bulkheads to be closed
Es ist
anymore.
nicht mehr erforderlich, die Schotten geschlossen zu halten.
4 messages. Miles class sunk. Propeller noise detected, and the Frank Wiggins is severely damaged. Yep, but she's not down yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are 6-cylinder. That's a supercharged 6-cylinder straight line. Yes, straight 6. Supercharged diesel engine. I'm guessing one of the rockers is the intake valve and the other one is the exhaust valve, and they are like 2 rockers per cylinder. I didn't even know you could go in here. That's brilliant. It's very dark though. You can actually hide in the toilet. Maybe I should do that from now on whenever I go AFK. What about the other one? That's brilliant. One of them's port side ahead. That's probably the one that just did its attack run on us and then decided not to drop because they lost our signal. The rest I can hear behind us. But they're very, very slow running. I guess they gave up, or they are just all merchants. That one is probably still a destroyer. That one maybe too. That one definitely is. That one's still actively hunting us, definitely. Not happy that we hit the, what's it called? The Frank Wiggins. It was a very unsuccessful attack. The Cassard had a dud and a miss. The Wiggins didn't go down, and then the other one behind us, the C3, had 2 misses. Very, very unfortunate. Not a good attack. Are we on course? Yes, we are. Very good. Oh, there's another one ahead. Really went by me, that one.
Herr Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer.
Still firing elimination. One's port side abreast, the other one's starboard side ahead. I'm just gonna creep very, very quietly down here at 230 meters and hope that we can get away that way. I never noticed that. Neither the sack nor the box.
Schaugeräusche, große Gruppe.
0 Grad, 115 Grad.
115, yeah, that makes sense. Right, I wonder... Let me just quickly check. Yep, close the bulkhead behind me. What did we do torpedo-wise? We've got a E3 in there, and then that one's still empty. Okay.
Wir machen das schon.
And then there we've got our ordinary T3, and then that one's empty because that's where the T5 goes. Okay. Nice. Lovely sound there. Okay. One's up there. Burning in on us, I think. That one's going in front of our bow right now. Another ping. Just one though. Boat is not happy with us. I'm sorry, boat, but I think we're gonna go down even deeper. Bring us to 240.
Tauchen auf.
Ja, da sind wir ping.
240 Meter.
Yep, for me to do that.
235 Meter.
Yep, thank you. That's brilliant. You know what that little sign there says? It says switch. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's a switch. Parallel and series. Oh yeah, okay. That is an actual thing.
235.
Man, electricity is just... It is a book with 7 seals for me. I tried playing around with the engine in Wolfpack yesterday by myself. And yet you get different... You get different results of power output by whether or not you put the motor in series or parallel and the battery in series or parallel. And then that if you increase voltage, no, if you decrease voltage, the propeller rotations go up. Like, I don't get electricity, man. I just don't. To me, electricity will always just be, it comes from a hole in the wall and it tastes like ouch. That's it. It's quantum steam electromagic. That's what that is. What are they up to now? Ping us twice and then don't follow up on that? What's going on?
Herr Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Mhm.
Wir wissen, wie es geht. Drehen wir den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
Hedgehog?
Alle Luken schließen.
Propeller noises directly above. Did that hedgehog miss? I hope it did. I guess it did. Have the charges very close, okay. I'm gonna gamble and say that they're not actually very close. They're gonna miss. But we are gonna change our course again. To 200. No, do something crooked. 298.
198.
Yeah, they were not very close. They're spitting at the wrong place. Good. Throw them off regardless with a little course change.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant. Herr Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe gegenüber.
Well done.
Bleibt wachsam. Aber keine Panik. Wir machen das schon.
More hedgehog. Bulkheads are still closed, yeah? Yes. I'm surprised they fire their hedgehogs so liberally, considering that they can't replenish that. I think they have one use for that, and then once that's gone, they have to go back to port to restock on that. So they just fire it, and I've never been hit by it. Like, they fire it willy-nilly, and it always falls short. There's one directly above right now. Close to. Again? I don't think so. We're gonna use the detonations though for a little tiny leap forward. It's impressive. It's a good boat. And that's low.
Eine Fahrt voraus.
Tiny little leap.
Ja.
Well, just filling up though.
Es ist nicht mehr erforderlich, die Schotten geschlossen zu halten.
1.6 cubic meters of water in the bilge. And the external pressure is 25 atmospheres. Jesus Christ. Kerberos said something interesting on stream the other day. Like, many people are scared of space because of the vacuum and all that, and then if you think about it, the difference in pressure from us to space is just 1 atmosphere. But the difference from the surface to down here is 25 atmospheres. Isn't that crazy to think about? I think that's very impressive, actually. Like, the amount of force. Like, the forces that rain down here. Insane. And then we humans just build things that can go here anyway. and even deeper, like deep sea exploration vessels that have gone down to like what's the largest depth that we ever drive to? I just heard recently this brick looking thing. Crazy amount of depth. Oh. Pockets.
Alle Luken schließen.
One's closed. That one's closed. Yeah, all done. Thank you, boys. That's deeper. 150. Oh, now they're all throwing.
250 Meter.
They are not very close. Did you hear that? Thank you. 250. 6 messages. Propeller noise detected. Okay. We're just getting more propeller noise detected messages to send. But none about the Frank Wiggins. That's slow. What if I follow the prop shaft? I wonder about that. Goes into the boat here. Well, actually, where? Yeah, right here. It's just off by a tiny little bit. Maybe around here somewhere. Yeah, that fits. Very nice. Stun tube is a bit weird though. See this rectangular cutout here on the stun tube. That's not real. They did that a bit differently. Yeah, directly above us. Are they throwing though?
Leckerlein, wir wurden entdeckt.
Das wird nicht einfach. Aber wir haben schon Schlimmeres überstanden. Lasst uns ruhig bleiben.
Not throwing. Now we're being pinged again. Jesus. 260 then.
Tauchen auf. 260 Meter.
I like how the illum is still illuminating us down here and we can see the dive planes actually working behind the prop there. Very cool.
260 Meter. Feindliche Schiffe nehmen Alarm.
Wir wissen, wie es geht. Mit dem Schieß gegen diese Jäger.
20 degrees to starboard.
219.
The rudder work as well. Very nice.
255 Meter.
The rudder placement on these boats is also very interesting. Because you will often see multi-propped ships or boats having either one rudder directly in between the propellers, or they'll have one rudder directly behind the propeller. But these boats, for whatever reason, have two rudders, but they're not directly behind the propellers, but they're slightly offset. So when you turn to starboard, the starboard side rudder blocks the propeller, and that's the one making most of the turn. But when you turn port rudder blocks part of the port propeller, and that in a port side turn, the port rudder is doing most of the turning. Interesting, that design. If the propellers were directly in front of the rudders, we would get a better rate of turn, but we would probably lose more speed during turns. And we're being pinged again. Another ping. Drop noise directly above. Are they dropping though? It wasn't even a flower class, it was an Isles class. Ooh, that's not good. 270, hard to port, flank speed.
Schneller, schneller.
Bulkheads are still closed? Yes.
265 Meter.
Midships behind us. Nice. Use the explosions as cover for our tiny leap forward. Getting closer as well, so she did a run from astern on us. And their later depth charges are closer. Good thing we're going flank speed, getting away from those a little bit. Probably would have hit us if we hadn't gone flank. And that was the last of the explosions. Put that slow again before they hear us. Down at 270 meters, and the bilge is really filling up now. 2.3 cubic meters. Every time I go flank, there's more water pouring in through the prop shaft, through the stern tube.
Feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Water depth is probably 4,000 to 5,000 out here. Yep, that makes sense. I'll just lay myself flatly on the ocean floor. Well, I can, but we'll all be dead. Directly above us. Okay. Dropping? Question mark? No, not dropping. And steaming away to the stern. Prop noise is getting more faint. Still firing Illum. but in a different place. Yeah, I think that last leap forward during their last depth charge attack. Damn it! Jinxed it.
Wir wurden entdeckt.
Yep.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer.
Right, turn our course. 30 degrees, 35 degrees to starboard. Make them lose our projected headline. And they're coming up back in, all of them. Yeah, one of them got a lucky Aztec hit, and then they all came back. Makes sense. Help them though in their attack. Now they're leaving again. Yeah, they had a single hit, went to investigate, didn't find us again, and then now they left. Still circling behind us. Coming closer again.
Feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Noticed us again. And leaving again. Throw them off a little.
7-4.
Coming back for another check. Still circling.
Herr Galoin, wir wurden entdeckt.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer. Kurs 226. Kurs 25.
Head west. There's that one again. That one's persistent. I might have to go up to 50 meters and give it a T5. Oh no. Color noises are getting more faint now. Am I gonna say it? I am gonna say it. I think they lost us. Open bulkheads.
Es ist nicht mehr erforderlich, die Schotten geschlossen zu halten.
Okay. Right. Bring us up to 100 meters.
Tauchen auf 100 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 265 Meter. 245 Meter.
Up we go.
205 Meter. 150 Meter.
Outside of the
Aktuelle
danger
Tiefe
zone.
115 Meter.
Right.
Ja.
Pump on. As the water in the build is getting a little bit much. I'll be honest.
100 Meter.
4.4 cubic meters. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's get that out. Our compartment is available to use again. I'm even going to turn on the power in there. Right, and I think we want to head for a milk cow straight away. Yeah, all of the ratings heading back to their bunks. But cancel alarm.
Alarm beenden.
That's gonna be an autosave, I think. Oh, okay. Ooh, but I tell you what that's gonna be. That's gonna be a refill on my coffee. Holy cow, that was... Ooh. That one didn't want to give up then. Alright, I'll be right back. Not worry. There we are. Still should be nice and dry now. Yes, it is. 0.7 cubic meters remain. Okay, bring us up to periscope depth.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Still got one on the dive planes. Yes, we do.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Aktuelle Tiefe 95 Meter.
Navigation besetzen.
All compartments dry. Lovely.
Ich benötige Ihre Unterstützung.
No, I
Folgen Sie
don't.
mir.
I just wanted to
Betrachten
go
Sie es
on the
als
ladder.
erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
75 Meter.
Oh yeah, the bulkhead's closed. Yeah, that's why I can't go up. There we go.
Meter.
What an adventure. And we didn't even get much for it. 4 of our torpedoes just went
35
nowhere.
Meter.
And I should have... Where did I leave the point? Point 2, so... pretty much north of us.
Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter.
Could be a damaged freighter.
Periskoptiefe, bereit für einen Rundumblick.
I don't see it. Oh,
125 Grad.
yes, there she is. Nice. Switch to red light.
Rotlicht wechseln.
And 125 degrees to starboard is gonna be a course of
Kurs
019.
19.
I'm not letting that one go. That's for damn sure.
Peilung 120 Grad. Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 45 Grad. Schraubengeräusch.
So we're gonna
Peilung
just
40
sail back
Grad.
all the way that we just did while being hunted.
Schraubengeräusch.
I'm
Peilung
gonna go a little bit
45
quicker this
Grad.
time. Going 5 knots. There we go. There's our target. And thankfully, we've got the deck gun back, so we're gonna use
Kurs
that on her.
2,
Wird
1.
erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
Sie gehen unter.
Gute Arbeit, Männer!
Or maybe she just sinks before we get there. That's fine. But at least we are spotted the sinking, so we can mark that in the log. And she's not sunk yet. I wouldn't consider her to be sinking. I would consider her to be stuck on the surface. Now she's going. Alright, lovely. Okay, in that case, 2 things to do. First, ban that bot on kick. And then we're gonna probably surface. And head west. Just go into the area of operations briefly so that
Kurs
everything
setzen.
from then on counts,
Wird
and then
erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
resupply with the milk cow. How does that sound? I think that sounds good. There we go. Right, nighttime, oxygen, 44% until it gets really, really uncomfortable. Therefore, low ballast.
Blasen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5
You can go to
Meter.
bed. You can take on your bridge watch. There we go. We have made it to the surface
Auch
once
diese
more.
Motoren wechseln.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
Look at that. She is back. Good. Then turn on the electric compressor.
Herr Kapitän?
Elektrokompressor einschalten.
Both engines slow speed ahead. Yes. Okay. Then take out the T3 LUT out of the tube 2. Tube 1. I'm gonna replace that with nice E1 once we can. Tube.
Herr Kaloin?
Oh, did we fire that tube 5 one? I don't think we did. Yeah, we've got 2 T5s remaining. That's pretty good. Okay. Rossmann, get on the radio
Besetzen.
and those reports. We got 1 kill out of that entire convoy.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Well, 2 if we count the warship. That's okay. Yeah.
Funkraum
If you want to listen, listen. Nothing to be listened to? Okay. Let's go. Very well done, everybody. And Reinecke is completely exhausted. So, being off battle stations is probably a good. And we're about to leave one of the Air Force Base ranges. Allied aircraft should decrease already. Oh,
Kurs
come on,
setzen.
we've been in the area.
Patrouillengebiet erreicht.
Didn't let me do this because of we were so quick with the time compression, I think.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Think enemy trade ships with a total gross tonnage of 4,000 tons. That is
Telegramm gesendet.
super easy.
Zeit für eine Auszeit. Melde
Oh
mich
yeah,
zum
yeah,
Dienst.
yeah, for sure. Oh, we've got a crew event. Now Angler. Oh, look at that weather. Unfortunately, the water is going to be really cold. But it's very, very calm seas. Very nice. Limekühler, want to show me what your engines can do?
Ich benötige
Let's do that. Both engines flank. Alright, Engler, what's up? Gift. Officer Alfred Engler discovers a few bottles of champagne carefully tucked away in storage crate. A note attached reads, "Congratulations, Carl Donitz. A curious reward indeed." Well, I mean, our last patrol was pretty damn good, I'm gonna be honest. Thank you, Admiral. It was very nice of you. Oh, actually, that's a cool thing. Like, we didn't have that ever since World War II. His rank, I'll do it, it's officially Grand Admiral. What a neat sounding name. And I'm pretty sure that's why they made Admiral Thrawn in Star Wars a Grand Admiral. Make that connection. He is essentially Space Donitz. Right, we've got champagne. Let's see what that does. 1 bottle of champagne. Upon use, 2 hours will pass. Your officers will lose energy, but discipline will improve afterwards. Huh. How do I use that even? Well, we're gonna do that once we reach once we get out of Allied aircraft range. We're gonna have a little break. Pop the champagne. 19 knots, very nice. The Kaloi is asking how the 19 knots are, which was a beautiful moment in our Wolfpack 2, with a very, very aggressive German accent. And he did not translate 19 into English. Because the brain sometimes does tricks on you like that. I was also very happy with we had this Englishman or American who was manning the diesel engines, and he didn't know that his chief engineer had promised the bridge that we could be able to go 19 knots. So he was kind of caught off guard by that phone call when the conning tower asked the diesel engines when we're gonna get 19 knots, or why it's taking so long for us to get 19 knots. And the Englishman just said, "Yes, we're working on it, it's coming along right now." And that is, to my mind, that's a perfect military answer, and it makes me think that that man might have served, or he's playing a lot of milsim, because basically that is military for, Jesus Christ, stop calling, we're working on it, it's not gonna go any faster if you keep calling us. That was beautiful. Basically, it's fuck off, sir. Beautiful, beautiful moment. I'm glad I captured that. And I'm glad I captured both the call and the answer, because I ran to the diesel room as fast as I could to hear what he was saying. 18 knots. Yeah, 19 knots is very optimistic, man. I gotta say. 19 knots, there we go. We occasionally break past the 19 knot mark, but it's uncommon. Okay, yeah, thanks, Slime Cooler. Thanks for that demonstration. Very, 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 very cool. Both engines, slow speed. And you can let one of your men go. There we go, that's better. Right, resupply time. Get on that radio, Mr. Reinecke.
Ja?
And I'll need to resupply. Also, what's the 5th radio station? I only know 4.
Funkspruch erhalten.
U463, yes. What's the radio station? So we've got La Rochelle, naturally. Wilhelmshaven, okay. New York, Gibraltar, and London. Okay, I didn't know that London had one. We're already receiving Radio New York. But I think there's like 4 songs in total or something. Yeah. Probably had problems licensing, I imagine. That pesky copyright. Right there they are.
Kurs setzen.
setzen.
Both engines
Halbe
ahead
Fahrt
half.
voraus.
And we arrive at the crack of dawn. Lovely. Where's east? East is the other way. We're over there. Well, dawn's still way off. 6 a.m. Yeah, I mean, it's January. Makes sense. And we're not that close to the equator. No, not by a long shot. We're not down by Cape Verde. We're up on the Azores. Yeah. Dawn's still a way off.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Uboat, direkt voraus!
There she is. Not to port. Then slow. Wow, that's a strong turn. Didn't expect it to be that strong.
Kleine
Dead slow.
Fahrt voraus.
And both engines.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
And there we are. Right. We need to resupply. First of all, fuel. Oh, we still got 80%. That's good. But I need torpedoes. I'm still gonna take the merchant with me. I have a feeling that might be a good idea. I could use a decoy too. Yeah, just crack to my stern, that's fine. Jesus, who gave you a license to operate small boats? Red. Excellent. No other food stuff available though. Fuel, thank you. Torpedoes. We've got a T5. We need that T5. We've got a T1 LUT. We've got a T3 LUT and another T1. Okay. Oh, I can sell the champagne. I'm not gonna do that. That's crazy. Spare parts. They don't have decoys. Okay. Well, that makes it simple then. Right, 9 hours to restock all that. Yeah, horrible weather. Richard, let's see this. Oh, you already put them in. Yeah, thanks for that. That means you can take them out again.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Stuff in the T5. Just load it though. So T3 is again equipped with a homing torpedo.
Freigeladen.
And then I think, well, unless I get any better torpedoes. First of all, more bread. At T1 FAT, lovely. And a normal T1. And a T3 FAT and a bad T1. Let's keep that one away for now. And just load. Right, get that one out.
Ich benötige hier
Get
etwas
some help for
Unterstützung.
that. And load up a T1 LUT in our Tube 1. Can we get any more? No. Ah. Sad. I guess firing an LUT and an FAT in one salvo is kind of a good move. Because let's imagine this as our boat. And we fire at an angle like this. And then at a target that's moving like this. And then there's another convoy line and another convoy line behind that, and they're going northeast. And then the FAT is just gonna miss. Keep going. and turn and go back and turn and go back like this. Whereas the LUT is gonna turn and then turn. So basically what I'm trying to say is we've got 2 torpedoes that are doing search patterns in different orientations. So the chance of either of them hitting is larger, I hope. That make any sense? Do you follow what I'm trying to say? Have I explained this in a way that people understand it? I think that might be an idea. Obviously, the best thing would be 2 LUTs and you tell them to veer off differently, but I don't think I can do that. Like, make one of them turn 10 degrees to port and make the other one turn 10 degrees to starboard. Because I don't need them going in parallel.
Herr Kapitän?
Right, might take out the T3 LUT.
Rohr 4 entladen.
And instead load the T1 FAT. There we go.
Rohr 4 geladen. Jawohl, Herr Kaloi.
Right, and then the T3 LUT we're gonna take out. And we're gonna just use the T1 without any search pattern
Rohr 2
thing.
entladen.
So that's gonna be... Yeah, we've got multiples of those in storage. And we're gonna get another one too. Chuck that one in.
Rohr 2 geladen.
Right, so single target, convoy attack, destroyer attack. And I would need another T5, but we can't get another T5. Very, very sad. Maybe we can, if we can just store some more food, maybe. Well, we can store some bread in the galley. Also some ches and some sausage, but I don't think we get any of that, right? Spare parts were full. Fruit were looking very good on fruit. Look at that. Yeah, we can just get some more bread. Not a lot of it. 9 minutes. 9 minutes for 3 loaves of bread. Okay. Actually, how much is that? Does that give me any weight? No. So, basically just one more T1. Yeah, okay. So use the bad ones first. Leave the good ones for later. 1 hour, maybe a new torpedo will spawn by the miracle of God. No. Okay, well that's pretty much a decent resupply. We managed to get our full torpedoes loadout back. Not ideal, but it's good enough. We got a lot of T3s in reserve and only 2 T1s. Not happy with that, but I mean the T3s, they do work. I can just not put them on 44 knots. But that's okay. Okay, return to your ship, which is not a ship but a boat. And then we shall do both engines. Dead slow ahead. We're currently facing northeast. We want to head north by northwest, so hard to port. But at least we can do that without threat of crashing. So new course is going to be something like 3, 4, 5. On the other one, of course, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And both engines. Slow speed ahead. 3, 4, 5 actually good. 3, 4, 5 is very good. Okay, nice. Let's go. Right, and we've arrived at our private or personally chosen patrol grid, and we're gonna remain here and try to sink some convoys. And I think at 9 AM, it's still only dawning. Look at that. That North Atlantic in the deep winter. Alright, first of all... And now we're gonna do that celebratory in the late afternoon. First of all, let's have a dive. Maybe our plans will get volleyed right here. 40 meters.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Well done. Both engines that slow. And then Mr. Reinecke, tell us what you hear. If you hear anything.
Meter.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
Doesn't look like it.
40 Meter.
Wait until 10 AM. Hopefully someone sails into our range. Nah, nothing. Okay. No ballast.
Anblasen. Aktuelle Tiefe 35 Meter.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
15 Meter.
And here we are, back on the surface.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
The sun has just risen. Switch to diesel engines, turn on the electric compressor.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
1627 in horrible weather too. Okay, we're gonna wait until tomorrow then. Let's see the weather at 9 AM. Calm seas again, nice. Bring us down to 40.
Tauchen auf 40 Meter. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Auf E-Motoren
Down we
wechseln.
go.
25
Reinecke,
Meter.
what's the word?
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung
Aha.
135 Grad.
And they're moving away, so that means they're bound for England. We have to catch up to them then. 135, 20, 43 miles plus. Okay, so first of all, a course headed to England.
Koordinaten setzen.
Full speed. Bring her about. And we're in course. Nice. Three, 4, 9er. Well, first of all, get off the
Zeit für eine
station.
Auszeit.
Get back on the station. Reconnect to that contact.
Schraubengeräusche,
There they are.
große Gruppe. Peilung 350
3,
Grad.
4, 9er, 349, 43 miles plus. 349. Of that. 43 miles plus. So somewhere in between these two dots, giving us a margin of 28 miles. That's a very long margin. Very high tolerance. Is margin even the correct word? I keep using that. 9:16. And they're going... Well, we know they're going somewhere... England like this, so it's gonna be like 074, something like that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because now if I right click it's gonna delete my point. I'll do it this way. We'll have to catch up to them, going very high speed. Gonna do, bring us back to periscope depth. And then in 2 hours I'm gonna dive again. Can't forget that we need to halve the distance in order to get their speed, because we are doing an observation period of 2 hours instead of 1 hour. And flow ballast.
15 Meter.
Spectacularly overshot again. There we are.
Herr Kapitän.
Turn on the compressor, let go of one of your men. You let go of one of your men and they go on the bridge watch. And they are the Peters brothers, and therefore one of them is gonna go to bed, right?
Jawohl.
One Peters. Where's the second Peters? Both of them coming up now. Nice. And that's a save. Very good. Ah, I love coffee. I don't know if you know this, but I love coffee.
Ja.
0.6, we can probably pump that out. Oh, we've got a Twitch bot as well. I haven't had one of those in a while. Intangible Co-Production J. That's a name. Nice AI generated name there. Also, I gotta say, like, hands down, YouTube is doing a very good job, because I've never ever had a bot in chat. Never. And YouTube is doing something right. Kick and Twitch completely overrun by bots trying to sell you stuff. Trying to sell you viewers, which is why I banned them, because I don't want them to be visible in chat, because someone else might fall for that. But YouTube, none. Pretty damn good. And now I've jinxed it. Now I'm gonna get a YouTube chat bot in 5 minutes. You guys are probably going to stop making one just for me now. Look at that though, look at that. The amount of good dawn pictures I get from this. It's just pretty, isn't it? It's just so pretty. Right, that was 19, what was it? 1916? No, 9:16 obviously, early in the morning. So we're going to do another one at 11:16. So we'll dive at 11. $11 o'clock, 1 hour before the watch change. Which means that the off watch is already awake, having their lunch. Oh yeah, 11 o'clock is lunchtime. Yeah, let's not do that. Anyone having lunch? No. Okay. In that case, dive. Bring us down to 40, and actually we can do that with
Kapitän?
boats, because they need to get in anyway. Dive down. And down. And flood the
Natürlich, Herr
tanks.
Kaloin.
Peters are inside as well. Main hatch is closed.
Tauchen
40.
auf 40 Meter.
Wenn sich die Sonne neigt, der feuchte Leben steigt. Mein Tagwerk ist getan.
That's the exact stuff that we closed the
Aktuelle
bulkhead
Tiefe
for.
5 Meter. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Now, Reinecke, what's the word, huh? Have you got any?
...25 Meter.
Route detection range up to 74 miles. Insane.
Aktuelle Tiefe 40 Meter.
Wait, how many bunks do I actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, that's not an actual bunk, that's a bunk. Okay. And then these two are bunks.
Raumgeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung
There we go.
345 Grad.
That one's a bunk. Okay, so these ones are not actually bunks. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can have 4 officers on the off watch at the same time. And I do have 3 at the moment. Huh. And then the officer doesn't, the CO doesn't count. I'm just thinking about this because I want to increase my number of officers for the next playthrough. But if only 4 of them can be off watch at the same time, means I can have, well, 8. Not counting the CO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can have 2 more. Yeah, that's the 2 more radio men that I need. Because I need radio men for the radio shack. And then we can go into tasks, and then we can tell the the normal crew that they don't need to man the radio anymore because we've got an officer and a helper for that. Yeah. And that'll sleeken down the watches. Yeah, that'll be good. Looking forward to the next playthrough. And I'll say it again, I'm looking really looking forward to the Type 9 DLC. Please, I need my Type 9.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe
Now,
gebrauchen.
we have
Herr Kapitän,
picked up our convoy, but we have to wait until 11:16. 10, 15, 16. There we go.
ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Our convoy is still 43 miles plus, but it is in 345, 43 miles plus. 345. Right there. 43 miles plus, so somewhere there. Somewhere on that line. And they traveled in those 2 hours. They traveled 28 miles approximately. Meaning their speed is something along the lines of 14 knots. That's very quick. And we're currently only doing 9 knots, but that's because we're submerged. Probably a little bit
Kurs auf
northern,
diese
more
Koordinaten
northern.
setzen.
Going a course of 074. And then we're going to repeat that step. Surface the boat.
Anblasen. Aktuelle Tiefe 35 Meter.
Go back to the surface.
15 Meter. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
And Lampuler, turn on that. Send your sailor to turn on the air compressor. Yeah, so now we wait for 1 PM. Let's do 10 past 1. They're actually good at picking up those contacts. 60 knots, so we're really just slightly going faster than them, so that's going to be a long intercept. Right, dive, dive, dive. Bring us down to 50 meters.
50 Meter.
Yep, get in. Angler, you egotistic maniac.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
And meters.
Ja.
I wonder why these bunks are not modeled. That's so
20
weird.
Meter.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
I guess it's because they're on the starboard side and that's the cutaway section. But I mean, these bunks work for the crew, so I don't know.
40 Meter.
Would like to have those bunks functional.
Meter. Schraubengeräusche, großer Konvoi.
340.
Peilung 340 Grad.
So we've made good on 5 degrees. That's good.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
And we've got a range estimate now, 26 to 43 miles. That's nice. We've got to wait until it's 1316 though.
Schraubengeräusche, großer Konvoi. Peilung
2 of them. Moving away,
325
moving away.
Grad.
That one's further away. No, you're gonna take the closer one, the one that we... Oh, now the question is, which is the one that we had this entire time? I'll have to track both of them to find out. $16, there we go. Both of them moving away, yep. Okay, 3, 4, 1, up to 43 miles. $26 is the minimum, so they are somewhere on that line. Interesting. And the other one?
Ja.
326, 43 plus. 43 plus. There we go. Somewhere on that line. 1360. Yeah, I guess it's pretty clear that this is a separate contact. I'm gonna keep that monitored as well. Now, that would mean that they traveled in the last 2 hours, they traveled this distance. And they only went 3 miles. Now that's obviously nonsense. So we gotta bring these things into one long line with the distances between these two being the same. And then we got a proper intercept. So easiest thing would be something like this. 16 miles in this distance, and then 16 miles in this. So you gotta maybe course correct a little bit. 15, 14, 15, 14, 15. That would be 13, 11, can't be that. 14, something along these lines though, right? 15 miles, 13 miles. 15 miles. 16 miles. 16 miles. 17. And then this range decreases again. But I mean, this one we can move as well, obviously. That would be 15. That would be 12. 11. That would be 11. I think this is probably accurate. A course of 076, and within 4 hours they traveled 22 miles. So 22 divided by 4 was a speed of 5.5. So that now means we can project their course from here, a course of 071. And they're gonna do 50 miles from here on out. No, sorry, 076. And if I project 50 miles along that course, or what they will be going in, well, 55 miles is what they will be going in 10 hours. Get rid of that one because that hovers and I don't like that. And that means 27 miles in half that time, in 5 hours. So it'll be 1819, I think, was the time, yeah? Was it? 1816. And already 4 minutes have passed. We're already working with values from the past. That's whatever. All navigation, all dead reckoning is always a window in the past. You never work with completely up-to-date values. That'll be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Something like that. Nice. So we expect them to be there when we do our next check in 2 hours. Yeah. Right, surface then.
Anblasen.
sind aufgetaucht.
Wait until 10 minutes past 1500 hours. Right here. Anything on the horizon? Nope. Nothing yet. And once again we go down to 40.
Tauchen auf 40 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5
Auf
Meter.
E-Motoren wechseln.
And down we go. You can get rid of your
Ich
sailors.
benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
And you can get on the map actually.
Navigation besetzen.
Schraubengeräusche, großer Konvoi.
Oh, that was quick.
Herr Kaloin,
330 Grad.
330. Yeah, bearings are
25
vastly
Meter.
drifting now that we're getting closer.
Schraubengeräusche, großer Konvoi.
And another
Peilung,
one at 315.
315 Grad.
Wait, where do we actually expect them to see them? 325, right? Where are they?
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
325.
aktuelle
Wow.
Tiefe 40
Okay,
Meter.
that was good then. We did a good estimate with that without moving those positions around. Right, one more minute. Also, our checks are very, very accurate at the moment. We're making sure that we do them precisely at 1516. So 325, 26 to 43. 325 up to 43. Oh, they might have run away from us here though. 26 miles. That's a margin of 27, I think. No. 23. No, 26 to 43, right? Yes. That's a margin of 17 miles. Not 27, but 17. Okay, never mind. Huh. Now that's a mystery, isn't it?
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
How did they get so far away? So somewhere on here. 15, 17. So we have to kind of move our plot around again. So this one and this one is what they did in 2 miles. Obviously all of that is wrong. Can get rid of that. Yeah, this is the one that we expected to be here, and it's actually all the way up there. Bearing is correct. Course is not. Or distance was not. So that could also be that that's the other convoy. So I'm hoping that he picks up the other group as well, but he didn't. So that one's gone, I guess. So we have to bring all of these points in a line that they make sense again. Now that one we can delete and get a new one. Combine these two. There we go. And then that one was 916, our initial one. That was the second one. That was the third one. And then we've got our fourth one. Okay, so we got to bring those in line. Somewhere here maybe. Somewhere here maybe. That would be 12 in between. would be 12 in between, and then that would be 12 in between. So very much on the far end of the first measurement, in the first third of the second measurement, on the far end of the third measurement, and on the very close first quadrant of the third measurement. This could work. 11 miles. 11 miles, and then this one all the way up. Nope. Somewhere like here. Here, and then on the very one, something like that, maybe. An overall course of 069. First of all, nice. Secondly, very possible 069 if they are going 069 right here. That would lead them north. I mean, maybe they want to take the north route. Maybe they want to go to what's it called? What's the town here? Inverness? No. Auburn. Inverness on the other side, right? Edinburgh, Inverness, like somewhere here in Scotland. Is Inverness even in the game? No. No. Okay. Colin, you're from Scotland. Tell us, where's Inverness? It's right here, right? In that. Oh, I'm embarrassing myself. Jesus Christ. That up. Oh, yes, it is in the bay, but not in that one. That one. Yes. Yes, we're gonna keep that like that. Not Inverness, that's Oban. Yes. How awkward that was. Okay. Yeah, could be, could be. Miles, 50. That doesn't fit. 12 miles. 12 miles. Then the line doesn't fit. Something's gone a little bit wrong. Maybe they've zagged. That could also be a possibility. What I'm gonna do though is, considering that we now project them to go north of Ireland, we're gonna do the same as we follow them. And we're gonna surface and do another check in 2 hours.
Anblasen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 35 Meter. 5 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Elektrokompressor einschalten.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Up on the bridge you go. And we wait until it is 10 past 6 bit. 10 past 7, sorry. There we go. Time for another dive. Horrible weather, bring us down to 40.
40 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Motoren wechseln.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Navigation
What's the
besetzen.
navigation accuracy like anyway?
Geräusche, großer Konvoi. Peilung
132%.
335 Grad.
25 Meter.
Alright, what do we have? 331. 10 to 16 miles away. Now we're getting good margins here. Wait until another 4 minutes.
45 Meter.
17, 16. There we go. 326, 10 to 16. 326. Up to
40 Meter.
16. There we go. Margin 6 miles. Tolerance of 6. Whatever the correct word is. 17, 16. There we go. Somewhere on that line. Combine the two lines again. And
35
now we
Meter.
get a distance of 16 miles, where in the past we only gotten like 12 miles and whatnot. If I wanted to get a distance of 16 miles between those, the course can't be the same, so they must have changed their course at some point. Or their speed.
Aktuelle Tiefe 40 Meter.
So what I'm gonna do now... These are impossible. That's the thing. Either one of the readings was wrong. Let's assume that reading was wrong. This is now a 4-hour gap.
45 Meter.
Still impossible. I'll set them on their medium. You can see how much that changes. Northeast, northeast, southeast, like something somewhere they did do
40
differently.
Meter.
So we're gonna wait
Herr
a half an
Kapitän.
hour, do a little half-hour check on this one. So it's gonna be 47. 1 minute past quarter. No, just 46. 1746.
45 Meter.
Yep. And now we spot them in 3 to 5, 10 to 16. Which nothing's changed, but we have moved. The line's going to be different as well. 325 up to 16 miles. Minimum of 10. That's a margin of 6 miles. Somewhere on there at 1746. Now we have to bring those in a line that makes sense. So 14 miles, and then in between there must be half the value of the other ones. No, a quarter of the value, because this is half an hour, this is 2 hours. So, and I need decimals on my lines for that, which the game doesn't unfortunately give me. So these have to be in a line, and this distance has to be. So 2 times 4, 8, not 14.
Meter.
I'm assuming they changed their course in between these two measurements. They were going northeast, like we detected earlier, and then somewhere between there they changed their course a bit more southeasterly. So the
40
connection
Meter.
between the 1716 point and the 1517 point is inaccurate. Those linked, and we're gonna break off the link between the others. This is looking good. This is looking good, but I need a third one. So we're gonna wait until 1 minute past 6.
Aktuelle Tiefe 45
Another half-hour
Meter.
check. That's a quarter-hour check. We wait until
Raumgeräusche. Große
18.
Gruppe. Peilung
16.
325 Grad.
We lose a lot of speed, unfortunately, because we're
Ich
traveling
erwarte
so
Ihre
long for
Befehle.
submerged, but it's still okay. 3 to 5,
35
10 to
Meter.
16. Same bearing, same distance. Margin of 6. Somewhere on that line.
Aktuelle Tiefe 40 Meter.
Now, thing is though, These lines have to have the same distance between them. 2. Possible. But you have to remember, this is possible too. It's just very unlikely. Now, if we
45
take the
Meter.
speed that we had assumed them to go, which was 5.5 knots, this makes no sense because these are 4 miles, almost the speed that they would go. We would expect that to be 2.5 on these lines.
Aktuelle Tiefe 40 Meter.
So maybe it's more something like this. And they're actually going a course of 0.85. Let's see where
35 Meter.
0.85 would get them. It's not impossible. They would do another zag somewhere here and go back to the Celtic Sea and the Irish Sea. Possible. We're also very close now. 10 to 16 miles. We might even already be able to see that.
Aktuelle Tiefe
Not in this weather though.
40
That's
Meter.
the downside. But I think I'm gonna surface for now. And keep going on the surface.
Anblasen.
And see if we can't spot them in half an hour or something like that.
20 Meter. Elektrokompressor einschalten. Auf diesem
Yeah, horrible weather.
Herr Kaloi?
Let's go for another hour and then give it another dive. And then I'm gonna have to go parallel and wait for better weather to strike. We'll wait for 1916. Oh, the weather seems to be clearing up. Still snowing though. Dive, dive, dive.
Auf Seerohr.
Yeah, actually, 40.
Tauchen auf. 40 Meter. Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter. E-Motorenwechsel. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
What's the navigation quality
Natürlich,
like
Herr
now?
Kaloi.
132. Yeah, Engler wasn't able to raise that even because he can only bring it up to 100%, I think.
Herr Kapitän?
He needs the navigator skill to work
20
on more than
Meter.
that. 150 instead of 100, yeah, exactly.
Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung
310.
110 Grad.
Wait until it's 16.
Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung 305 Grad.
There
40
they are.
Meter.
Wie lauten
307,
Ihre Befehle, Herr
5 to
Kaloi?
10. Three or 7, 5 to 10. Very close now. So, and again. These 3 lines have to be straight together if they haven't changed their course. Obviously, they're not at the moment. And also, the speed needs to check out. So if this is 3 and this is 3, this needs to be 6. It's not, it's 8. So it doesn't make any sense. So this is wrong. Now if this was 7, and that could be 3.5 because I don't get any decimals here. But this could work. And this is probably what they're going. I'm very, very happy with this. Let's see what that would sum up to. That would be 073. 073 brings them nicely in. Right. That's probably what they're doing. And they're going 7 knots. Who could have guessed that? I think my variable ship speed mod is no longer working. Let's do that. 700 miles. Just so I can get rid of that hovering, disappearing line. Much more convenient. So, 1 more hour, 2 more hours, 3 more hours. Oh, whoops. 3 more hours. 4, 5. This is 2016, 116, 216, 2316, and past midnight. We're on a parallel course of 073,
Kurs 7-3.
and we're gonna surface our boat.
Anblasen. Aktuelle Tiefe 30. Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloin, wir
Then on
sind
the
aufgetaucht.
compressor,
Ja.
you guys
Elektrokompressor
on the bridge,
einschalten.
you and the Peters
Wie lauten Ihre
brothers.
Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
And then currently we should be seeing them in 293, 294. Let's have a look. Once we can see them, all of that is there they are. Look at that. That took a while, but we got them in the end. Yeah, they didn't. Like, I guess there was one measurement in there that was wrong. If I watch the stream recording, I probably put in like a 10 degrees wrong bearing or 20 degrees wrong bearing. And that'll throw everything off. But because if you compare these lines, yeah, I can probably bring those together to form a coherent straight line. Here, up here. Oh, they must have changed. Now we just overtake and engage. Nice. Propellers detected. Wow. We're on the surface. It's silly. That's a large convoy, look at that. Nice. Very nice. Oh, we're getting radio things. Why do I not hear the beep? Gotta give me the beep. Otherwise I don't know.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
No beeps. Okay.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
There they are.
Peilung 280 Grad.
208 degrees. Let's see them. So that one right there is a destroyer with radar. Okay. Not a problem, unless they come looking for us. We're just gonna pass them. They will, if they recognize that I'm out here, they will know that they're being stalked by a submarine. Not a problem though, they can know, I'm okay with that. They're gonna lose contact with me anyway, and I mean, considering that they're listening in on Enigma, they probably know that we're out here anyway. They know that they are getting attacked, they just don't know when, because I will go out of their radar range and dive beyond it. And they're not coming to investigate either. They are not cleared to leave the convoy. They have very long-ranging radars at this moment. 21, they should be there pretty much. 13 miles out, they have 13 miles radar, that's... Yeah, that works. You could get like modern navigation radars have a range of around like 24 miles. That's nothing crazy. Especially considering how high of a mast they have. Yeah, we can still see them, that's okay. We're at an offset to them of like 4 miles. Okay, yep, that works. Once those bearing signals stop, those radio detection signals stop, we're gonna close in on the convoy with a 45-degree course change to port, which is right now.
Kurs 28.
Let's close in. And then when we're 2 miles out or something like that. Again, this is all estimated. Hopefully it's accurate though. We did a good estimation. I feel like the amount of time we spend into this intercept is probably resulting in a very, very good intercept. Unless, of course, they can all ruin this by changing course and speed, obviously. That is probably something that I would have done if I had spotted a submarine on radar and then suddenly disappears. They could probably track our course like this, and they would okay, he's trying to set in he's trying to set himself up in front of us. So, you know, all ships make RPMs for 2 knots more. Let's go up to 9, and also we're gonna change our course 40 degrees to starboard just to ruin his approach. But they don't do that yet, so I'm very happy with that. Now, their course, we projected to be 074 or something like that, I think. What was it? 073, right. Okay, so 073 minus 90 degrees for our approach course means minus 17 degrees. Turn that into a positive number by adding 360 to it. Attack course is 343, and I feel like we've had this attack course, this exact attack course of 343 multiple times these past days. They're all following the same shipping route, all going exactly the same courses. Makes sense. And therefore our attack course is the same again as well. And then both engines dead slow. And bring us down to periscope depth. And down we go.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick
I
eingesteuert.
thank you.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Herr Kapitän?
Now they should be at 260. 280.
Schraubengeräusche, große Gruppe. Peilung 325
There
Grad.
they are. Beautiful. This is a good intercept, I think. I'm gonna save that. Get myself a new cup of coffee, and then let's throw out some torpedoes towards them, shall we?
große Gruppe. Peilung 285 Grad.
Ah, that's the last of the coffee. What a sad state. Okay. Well, I could also change my course to go directly against their convoy, which is probably what I'm gonna do once I've got an offset of like 1 mile. Yeah, like around there. It turns into 1 mile over there. So we're currently pretty much 2 miles out. Okay. 45 degrees to port then.
Kurs 299.
The counter course to 2073 is 253, I think. Plus 2 minus 2. 253, yes. So this is my offset line here. I'm gonna cross that, and when I cross that, I want to do another 45 degrees to port, if that's even necessary. So now we should be able to see them in around 315 degrees. 325 degrees. Yes, there they are. 335. Why? Have you guys zagged again? Naughty. Why are your smokestack doing that? I'm not happy with that. Not happy with that at all. Okay, in that case, 45 degrees to port, our initial attack course that we have already determined. And we're gonna watch how that turns out. Yes, they're going a bit too much to the right for my taste.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Maybe they have zagged. Maybe they did react on the radar contact. That's pretty cool if they did. Didn't think the convoy mechanics were that good. Maybe they are. Maybe they patched things behind my back.
Weißt du, mein Großvater hat im Großen Krieg in der Marine gedient. Er hat mir immer Geschichten über das Leben auf See erzählt. Ich hätte mir nie vorgestellt, dass ich es eines Tages selbst erleben würde.
That was odd. He talked about his grandfather surfing in the surfing in the Great War, serving in the Great War, and I've never. And he's called it Der große Krieg, basically just translating the Great War, which the Great War was what they called it in the English. And I don't think they called it Der große Krieg in German. And that made me think, like, what did they call that? Obviously they didn't call it World War One, because that would imply that they already knew that there was another one coming. Like World War One, World War Two are obviously post-war descriptions. Now that makes me wonder, what did they call the Great War in German during that time? I've never thought about that before. Right, now they're heading... Yeah, that looks good, okay. Right, 90 degrees to port. Let's go straight ahead
90
towards them.
Backboard.
Because we've reached our 1 mile margin here. Maybe 10 degrees left. Come on.
Kurs 263.
And now we're closing in on them. We're still going slow speed? Yeah, we can go slow speed for a while. Yeah, we can already make out individual columns of the convoy. So this is one. This is a frontal escort. I'm very certain by the fact that its smoke column is a lot larger. Henceforth, it is closer. That's a column. That's a... Ooh, that's also escort probably, and that's another column. Oh god, there's so many. That's a large convoy. Save that again. Nice. Thanks. That's brilliant. Oh no. And let me guess, I'm not allowed to load that save now because that quick save is now a corrupted file. Ah. Not cool, Uboat, not cool. Not a problem. We'll find a save that we can load. Right, if I load that, quick save. Just gonna crash again, right? Yes. Ah, not nice. Hate it when that happens, and this is not the first time that happens. What was that? 5:46? That's like half an hour ago. Hmm. Not cool. Maybe this is the point where I close the stream for the day and we do the attack properly next time. But depending on how long that is ago, I don't want to do things twice in the same stream, you know? A bit of a... Don't like repetition. We already had a little attack today. Let's see where we are on the map. Let's see. Oh god. Oh, that's so long ago. We haven't even done our little half-hour intercepts. Oh god. Okay, so no, we're gonna do that tomorrow with a fresh mind.
Aktuelle Tiefe 35 Meter.
Ich
It's
erwarte
just
Ihre Befehle.
40. Yeah, we're just doing one bearing right now. 325. Up to 16 miles.
40 Meter.
6 by 16 miles. Yeah. Let's do that. So we put that in the map. 1746. Combine those lines. And then we desperately tried to get those lines in line, and that didn't really work. Although if I do it now, 076, that's pretty damn good. Now that I know
35 Meter.
that they're going 073, I can probably make that 073 already. Yeah, probably something like this, and then on that, yeah, that one, yeah, doesn't really work. So we gotta still figure that out. But I'd say we do that next time. Time's already very advanced, and I need to make some dinner. Still, that was a fun episode, I think. A lot of map things happening today. We did a very, very long intercept on that one, and it turned out to be a very, very good intercept. Fortunately, the game decided that we don't get to act on it today because it gave us a crash and made us lose half an hour of progress. Half an hour of real-time progress, not in-game progress. In-game progress was a lot more. It was probably more like 5 hours in-game that we lost. Very, very sad. But what can you do? At least the crashes have stopped being so frequent. If you follow my channel for a longer time, then you know that I was plagued by crashes like crazy. And I did ask on the Steam forums, and the people on there were very, very helpful.
Aktuelle Tiefe 45
Very, very helpful
Meter.
indeed. And we couldn't figure out what was causing them, and I was the only one having that issue. And that was because my PC had a problem with its mainboard. And now I'm on a different PC, and the crashes have stopped. So yeah, it was the
40
mainboard.
Meter.
Crazy that. Yeah. So right now I'm gonna save this here, and we're gonna engage this convoy with a fresh mind tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow when we continue this.
Aktuelle Tiefe 35 Meter.
And we're at 35 meters. Thanks so much for watching, and I don't like to do this, but apparently you have to, because last time I did it like in a sarcastic voice, and you people rewarded me with it by immediately subscribing and liking the video. I want to ask you guys to like the video, and if you like what I do here, then also subscribe. That would be pretty cool. If you're on Twitch, I would appreciate a follow. If you're on Kick, that goes as well. And yeah, if you don't want to miss anything, there's this little bell thing. See, it immediately works. There's immediately new like. You guys, I always say like, okay,
35
listen. I always say like, I don't need to say these things because you guys know how the internet works. And then I say these things and you immediately tell me that actually you don't. You guys are forgetful and you forget to push that little button and all that. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Every like and all that. It always makes my heart glow a little bit. Thank you guys. Yeah, that's it. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.